All right, good morning, outdoorsmen. Out for another walk, and this will probably be my last exploration of Hilochee Wildlife Management Area. It's a beautiful place. What I found is it's far bigger than what I expected. As you can hear, it's pretty noisy on the road behind me, lots of traffic, and but I'm looking forward to getting out a little bit. It's a little dreary, as you can see today, but looking forward to getting out into God's spaces and seeing what the Florida Forest and Conservation Service has to offer today. Let's get outdoors. A little hard to see as they move in and out of the grass. There's an ibis. I think, oh, yep, there's the other one. Getting out, foraging for their breakfast. Again, this is a space that looks like at one point it may have been pastured, similar to another space that I had seen. Different than the last time I was here. There you can hear a crow, and there's much more activity since it is, number one, in the morning, number two, it's raining a little bit, and number three, it's much cooler than what it was the last time I was out. Oh, there's a catbird. Certainly off in the distance, but there's some wild hogs out there. I'm going to go ahead and zoom in so you can get a little better look. Looks like a big black one, a couple smaller black ones, and a white one or tan one or two in there. Pretty cool. It's the first time I've ever seen wild hogs here in Florida. And that's kind of what they were when I saw them at that distance. All right, everyone, this is an area that looks like it was probably also pastured a long time ago, but as you can see as you look in, it is definitely being reclaimed far more by shrubs, and then eventually I am sure that some pine trees as pioneer species and others will then move in as well. All right, here is a big power line. Out there to the west is I-4, and you can see this power line. It's great for grass cover that would provide opportunities for deer and hogs and other grazing animals to get out and get themselves something to eat. Probably creates a really nice travel corridor as well. So I am sure that when it went in, people were not excited about it. But sometimes moving forward means converting wild space into something a little less wild, but having it be productive at the same time. You can tell that this space here is generally stays fairly wet. At least the soil is damp, because even back into the distance, you can see that there are huge amounts of ferns here, which is a very good indicator that there are lots of available moisture to allow them to grow. Here is a little watered area, a bit of a swamp, I guess, and you can see the pickerel weed growing. It's amazing how often you find purple. I never really thought much about it, how often you find purple in the wild. Beautiful little patch of scenery here. Zoom in so you can see the flowers. Here you can see where some pigs were rooting around. They have the soil upturned, and you can see that the ferns are definitely disrupted, where you can see the whites of the bottoms. Looks like they might have been looking for their roots to enjoy a little snack somewhere along the way. Okay everyone, we are walking up to, I would say, one of the average sized bodies of water here on Hilochee Wildlife Management Area. Let's walk up and see what we can see up next to the water. I'm going to be quiet so we don't spook anything. All right, everyone, not much to see. Body of water looks like it's great for fishing, but as far as anything more than that, not so much. Might be a good roosting area for ducks in the winter, but at this point we're moving on. I'm gonna walk a little shortcut through the native environment instead of walking on a road. Excited to see what we can see here and to be able to get away from the interstate noise a little bit, hopefully. Here you can see some blackberries, even having some actually starting to form fruits already, which is from where I am up in the Maryland-Pennsylvania border, very, very, very early. It would be cool to swing by here in 3 weeks or so and be able to harvest some blackberries. Super cool to see. Alright everyone, here you can see this space has been open for a while, and although you are getting some pine trees to start to show up in the margin, when you have plants like common rushes, that indicates that it stays fairly damp, and therefore it's going to be a while before there's enough organic buildup to actually not have it stay so moist, and therefore it'll be a long time before we actually have trees moving into this space. As I walk along this little path, it's interesting that the Florida Fish and Wildlife Conservation Commission actually rototilled this space here, or may have used a disc, I guess. And it's interesting to see how the plants are slowly but surely recolonizing the space that was plowed under. Gonna continue up. It looks like this may be getting just a little swampy up here, but I am gonna forge through it one way or the other. Let's keep going. Ooh, this is a good way to get very, very wet feet. Hopefully I'm gonna be able to get through. The grass is a little wet, And it looks like there have been pigs in here feeding. So I'm hoping I don't encounter any of them while I'm moving through. Yeah, I'm definitely going to get wet feet, but I have my hollow wool socks on and my canvas Crocs, so I'm going to keep pushing through. Just hope that I don't lose a shoe. Well, that wasn't awful. Definitely do have wet feet though. But we're gonna go ahead and get over here on the pig path. You can definitely see here this is routinely used by the wild pigs. You can see their footprints in the mud here. So I'm gonna keep on moving and hopefully don't run into any. Boy, things have gotten a little more interesting. This literally is a little stream. So hopefully I can jump over and land on that cypress knot and then hop over there and then keep moving. Let's see how it goes. Well, ended up abandoning plan A. Just walked straight through it. Feet are thoroughly wet, but it's the upside of having canvas Crocs and having wool socks. I can wring them out and they'll be good to go in no time. All right, everyone, as I'm heading out, there are some more ibis feeding. Well, looks like a couple more coming in. Super cool to see them. The rain is starting again. I can tell you that the space where the pigs were originally, the feral pigs, back in there next to the pine trees, they have definitely moved on at this point. Probably have bedded down for the day. It was really cool to see them though. So before the rain picks up too much more, because it looks like it's going to be another good downpour, I'm trying to get to the car first. All right, outdoorsmen. Hope you enjoyed the video today. It was great getting out. It was a little damp. Aside from that, it was a really good day. Got to see my first feral pigs. And I'm very impressed with, continue to be impressed with what the Florida Fish and Wildlife Conservation Commission is doing to provide opportunities for people to get outdoors, see lots of different animals, have opportunities to go fishing and hiking as well. So until next time, get outdoors.